Yo, this Black Yoshi and D-Star. We're gonna be kicking it off with the Super Mario Logan rap. Let's kick it.
SML, say Princess Peach.
Hi, I'm the cartoon Koala, and you read that title right. I'm going to be ranking every single Super Mario Logan video ever made. That is, at least all the ones that aren't lost. What started off as just a simple channel of a kid making plush videos with his friends, slowly but surely turned into an internet sensation, with millions of subscribers, views, and dollars for Logan. But this came with its downsides when, as it turned out, most of these viewers were, well, kids, who the videos weren't exactly appropriate for.
How did it feel?
How did what feel?
When you me.
Leading to mass age restrictions and demonetizations, with Logan eventually having to cave in and actually make his videos kid-friendly. And this is not even to mention all of his other controversies. But that wouldn't even be the end of Logan's troubles, as in early 2021, Logan was met with a cease and desist from Nintendo for using their characters, and so had to replace them with these ugly puppets that he had been using on and off for a while at that point. Some people speculated that he faked this so he could have an excuse to use these puppets full-time, which wouldn't be that out of character for him, but at the same time, it would not be at all out of character for Nintendo to do this, and honestly, the most surprising part about it is that it took them this long. Sure, there are other Mario plush channels, but all of them look like nothing when compared to Logan in terms of popularity, and were also much less raunchy. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm stopping when the human designs became permanent. This led to Logan deleting all of his videos, but not to worry, as most of them have been archived. Special thanks to SML Reupload, which is the channel I watch most of these on. For better or worse, SML was a part of a lot of people's childhoods, probably even to this day, with his audience somehow still not dropping off. I didn't watch him religiously when I was younger, but I certainly remember some of his videos, so this should be quite interesting, and also quite painful. Without further ado, let's go! Uploaded on December 8th, 2007, we have the first SML video ever. Super Mario Got Milk. Yes, the title's in all caps. And I don't really have much to say about it. It just kind of feels like some kid's cheesy home video, since that's basically what it is. According to the SML wiki, it was actually filmed in 2003 or 2004, when Logan was 9, and just not uploaded until several years later. It's a remake of a retro Mario Got Milk commercial, which is a good thing, because if we didn't have this to compare it to, it would be completely incomprehensible. But I'm not gonna rag on it too much, because it was made by a little kid, and there's certainly a charm to it. Top of the list so far. It is literally just Logan showing off his game systems as the Mario character, right below Super Mario Got Milk. Literally just Logan showing off his Mario paintings, which are actually pretty good for a little kid. Also, sick cameo from Logan's cat, right above Nintendo game systems. Logan wiggles Mario around as a song about the joys of farting plays. It's as stupid as it sounds, though I love Lance's cameo, unironically right below Super Mario Got Milk.
Cats? I'm a kitty cat, and I dance them.
Logan shows off his cats as Mario, between paintings and Nintendo game systems. Logan shows off his Nintendo Monopoly game, though some of the commentary here is at least slightly amusing, and we do get our first appearance of Luigi, here voiced by Logan, between paintings and caps. Logan reviews Super Mario Galaxy as Mario, and his reviewing skills are about as good as you can expect from a 13-year-old. He mostly just tells what you do in the game, though Mario's hatred for Luigi is starting to build up. And Peach makes a cameo where she says she wants a divorce because of the game, which is like, what? Very slow paced at some parts, but at other parts funnier than the others, though not exactly for the intended reasons. So I'll put it between paintings and Monopoly. Wario tries to do a stunt on his BMX, but ends up hurting himself. Extremely short, but I think that helps it keep a faster pace than a lot of these previous videos. Though Wario's pain is a bit drawn out. His voice is hilariously high-pitched though, for some reason higher than Mario's.
Hi, I'm Wario, and I like to ride my BMX bike.
Between Mario Got Milk and Mario Loves to Fart. Another video of Logan showing off his games as Mario, and it's just as dull as usual, though also like the others, interjections from the other characters are somewhat amusing, intentionally or not, between Mario Galaxy and Monopoly. Same as the last one, but instead of DS, it's Wii. And things are made slightly more interesting when Mario separating the good games from the bad games and feeding the bad ones to Yoshi. Though Logan's commentary is still very dull and at times incomprehensible or downright contradictory.
This really was not fun, but it's good. I liked it, so yeah.
And it gets a bit repetitive after a while, between Mario Galaxy and DS games. This video honestly feels self-aware of how boring Logan's previous videos were when it literally starts with Mario about to show off his Super Mario Galaxy Collector's Coin, only to be interrupted by Yoshi, who is on top of a tower made of Logan's games for some reason. No, I'm not kidding, Yoshi literally says that in the video.
I was just eating a banana when I finally came up here for some reason.
So Mario has to save him and Yoshi ends up eating the coin. It just kind of feels like a kid playing with his toys, cause again, that's what it is. Between Mario's BMX challenge and Mario Loves to Fart. The whole thing is just Mario trying to interview Elmo, but all Elmo does is laugh uncontrollably. Between Mario saves someone and loves to fart. Same thing as the Wii Games video, but this time it's GameCube, and also less funny, right below DS games. To make up for eating Mario's coin, bet you weren't expecting continuity, Yoshi drives Mario to McDonald's because he apparently doesn't have much money. And Mario eats a burger that Luigi dropped in the garbage and Hello Kitty coughed on. Then we find out that Yoshi can't even afford McDonald's, so he eats Hello Kitty as Mario escapes. Again, just a video of a kid playing with his toys, though I was really not expecting the continuity with Wario's BMX challenge. Right below Mario saves someone. Same as GameCube games, and it's going right below that one.
SML say Princess Peach.
Not counting this one because it doesn't properly feature any of the characters. Just Logan showing off his Christmas presents as Mario. Bottom of the list so far. Somehow the most nothing video among the sea of nothing videos. It's just Logan showing us around his kitchen while some bacon's cooking. And you can see him struggling to find material. Bottom of the list again. We only have the first 10 seconds and there's no audio, so skip. Mario yells at Logan's cat to get out of the tree. I'm not counting this one.
Hey, Tony!
Mario interviews Tony the Tiger, played by his older brother, Lance, who definitely steals the show. I love the voice he does for Tony, his constant incoherent squealing, and how he kisses Mario at the end. You've also gotta love the ancient Windows Movie Maker text. If you ask me what I thought of this video, I'd say,
they're great!
Or, I guess, it's great. Whatever, top of the list.
To play Blues,
Mario and Tony watch Blue's Clues. Tony continues his shtick of repeating things over and over again and squealing incoherently, though here it wears out its welcome a bit more quickly. Still, one of the better videos of the year. Between Wario's BMX challenge and Mario saves someone. Final video of the year, and fittingly it's a New Year's video. Though it's hard to say whether it was uploaded on December 31st or January 1st, since it features Mario and Tony watching the countdown to New Year's Day, but, you know, different time zones and junk. But what the heck, I'm counting it for 2007. Tony once again repeats his shtick of repeating things and squealing incoherently, but he mixes it up here by literally kissing everyone. And Mario joins him in his squealing in the end, which is pretty wholesome. Right below the interview. Wow, we're already done with 2007. Most of these videos are incredibly simple. My rankings mostly go off of pure entertainment value rather than actual quality, since none of them are really high quality. A lot of them are quite boring, and the best ones mostly thrive off the charm factor rather than the actual humor. But I can't be that harsh, since Logan was just starting out and was still a kid at this point. But let's move on to 2008. Mario and Luigi are going to work at their plumbing job, but there's a big Goomba in the way. So they drink the Super Mario Power Shake energy drink, which from the way they talk about it, you'd think this was a sponsored video. It makes them bigger and they try to attack the Goomba, but they both get killed. Then Peach does the same thing and manages to get past it. After the Windows Movie Maker credits, Yoshi eats it. Similar in style to previous videos like Mario saves someone and Yoshi takes Mario to McDonald's, but faster paced and more entertaining. Top of 2008. Mario reviews the worst game ever, in his opinion, Ninja Bread Man. It's quite similar to Logan's previous game reviews, and he's still not very detailed in his critiques, but we do have Tony here to spice things up, and he's just as entertaining as always. Not really understanding anything that Mario is saying, and eating Toad when Mario brings him in to talk about the game, because he's a mushroom. Mostly an entertaining video, but the ending part where Tony poops from the game and him and Yoshi eat it is pretty nasty. Though I do think it's funny how Lance literally just throws some obviously fake poop on the game. Right below work problems. Wow, an animation. Logan's really branching out. Well, technically what Logan was doing previously could be considered a form of animation called Chuckimation, as used by the Nickelodeon series Action League Now, but I digress. This one's a rather low quality flash animation, but extremely short and fast paced. Mario and friends are having a great time until Toad shows up to everyone's annoyance. Most of them leave except for Luigi, who kills Toad and hides his body in Mario's mailbox. Luigi flees the scene, and when Mario checks his mailbox and sees Toad's body, he also dies. So Luigi hides his body in a tree. We're then told by the Windows Movie Maker credits that Luigi soon turned himself into the cops afterwards. It's certainly interesting. Right above the worst game ever. Apparently the description referred to it as another Flash video, meaning that there's potentially another lost video here. Another Flash animation, and this one is really hard to summarize. The first one, while extremely fast-paced, was at least comprehensible, but this one? It's not really a linear plot, it's just like, okay, this happens, then this happens, then this happens. But I'll try my best. Peach eats a boo mushroom and turns into a boo. Mario makes fun of her, so she flies away, so Mario turns into a boo and follows her. Luigi sucks her up thinking she's an actual ghost. Meanwhile, Mario goes down a pipe looking for her and loses his clothes to dry bones. He also ends up in some crap. Gross. Luigi then sucks him up for some reasons, and then takes him and Peach to Professor Egad's and changes them back to normal. Peach is still angry, so she punches Mario and then leaves to meet up with Daisy. Meanwhile, Professor Egad dies in an explosion. Bowser shows up and Mario and Luigi save the day. Luigi gets his girl while Mario and Peach make up before both being killed by Bowser's shell. I hope that all made sense to you. The audio is extremely ear rape at some points, which gets annoying. Also, Toad is still in the mailbox from the last one, but Mario isn't dead and Luigi isn't in jail, so I don't know what's going on. Bottom of 2008, but still not bad. We also see our first reference to Froggy Company, with the password being Froggy Rules. He would be a very important figure in SML's history. I think these videos might be improving. All of them have been pretty decent so far. What's next? Oh, come on, Logan, another one of these game collection videos. It's just the same as all the previous ones. Logan goes through all his games, gives us minimalistic commentary, and organizes them good and bad, feeding the bad games to Yoshi. Also, why is it still 2007? The video was uploaded in 08. Was it filmed in 07 and just not uploaded until later? Bottom of 2008, again. It's just Logan showing us as Mario they got all 121 stars on Super Mario Galaxy. Bottom of 2008 for the third time. Mario and Tony announce a toll. Yes, Logan confused the word toll with poll. I don't know how he did it either. A poll on which cereal is better, Fruit Loops or Frosted Flakes. And for some reason, Tony's on the side of Fruit Loops, despite not being his cereal. This could have been another boring video, but Tony makes it entertaining as usual. Right below, everybody hates Toad. Our first proper series video, unless you count the Mario and Tony videos. And it also just happens to be not just my favorite video from 2008 so far, but also my favorite video in general so far. As the title suggests, it's a parody of American Idol, hosted by Mickey Seacrest, an obvious play on Ryan Seacrest. And judged by Mario, who plays the role of Simon Cowell, Peach Abdul, a play on Paula Abdul, and Tony, who I guess is a stand-in for Randy Jackson.
Oh, good afternoon, Randy Jackson. Oh, you are looking spiffy today.
But the obvious highlight is all the wacky contestants that show up, who are almost all hilariously bad. It also kind of feels like Logan testing the waters by just throwing a bunch of new characters at us and seeing what sticks. If I had to rank all the performances, I'd say number 6, Goomba, number 5, Hot Potato, number 4, Timber Creek, number 3, Luigi, number 2, Goofy, and number 1, Mr. Pig.
Crackers in my soup.
The reactions from the judges also enhance it. Tony's as funny as always. But like all of the previous videos, you can tell it was completely improv, so at its core, the video really just kind of feels like Lance trying to make Logan laugh, which gives the video a really wholesome vibe to it. More of the same, really. The thing that makes it stand out is obviously the new performances. If I had to rank these, I'd say number 7, Toad, number 6, Mr. M&M, number 5, Minnie, number 4, Daisy, number 3, Wario, number 2, Bowser, and number 1, Woody.
Got a brand new toolbox.
Right below episode 1. Well, it took a while. Mario saves someone part 2. This time it's Luigi, who's stuck in a car. He pushes him off a cliff and then throws the car at him. Not really saving. Between the worst game ever and Mario pivot animation.
Hey, Tony.
Mario and Tony look at a ladybug. That's pretty much it. Right above what is better. Mario has literally the worst day ever while the song Bad Day plays. Everything that can go wrong does go wrong, ending in Luigi stepping on him after he got shrunk by a mini mushroom. Also, according to the Windows Movie Maker text, Logan hates the song, which makes you wonder why he included it. Also, another reference to Froggy Company, and even back here he's up to no good. This is another lost video which deeply upsets me. The SML wiki gives a surprisingly detailed plot description though, which I can only assume is from someone who saw it back when it was still up. And the description only makes me want to see it more. It was either taken down by Logan or the ABC long before all of his other videos were deleted. If anyone has it, please post it. Just for me. Another episode of American Idol, this time in Hollywood. There are only 2 performances in this one. The first is from Hot Potato, whose performance is the same as before, though I really liked the inclusion of his father. At first it felt like a parody of singing competition shows like American Idol, where they show a sad backstory so you sympathize with the contestants. But then Hot Potato loses and his dad literally cries his eyes out due to disappointment. The second was Woody, who definitely stole the show here. He barely even sings and mostly just talks to the judges and to himself, yet he still gets through. I can totally see why Logan decided to make him a main character. He's hilarious. It was also a nice change of pace from the previous episodes to have another character get the spotlight, as Tony's shtick was starting to get a bit stale. Oh, and we also meet Tony's kids and Woody's balding wife in her kinky boots. Top of 2008 as well as overall. 3 performances this time. My ranking goes number 3, Mr. M&M. His character was completely different here, this time voiced by Lance instead of Logan, and he doesn't actually prepare a song, so he just beatboxes. Number 2, Goofy, pretty much the same as before, but this time he sings I like big goofy butts and I cannot lie, sniffs for poop and takes Tony's son, even though last time we saw him, Tony said they were related.
We're related!
And number 1, Mr. Pig. Again. Here he does the monkey and gets confused for a woman by the judges. The bits with the contestants' families are much more brief and not as funny, but overall I'd place it between episode 1 and 2 in terms of performances. Again, only 3 performances. My ranking goes, number 3, Goomba, same as before, but this time Tony sticks his kids on him. Number 2, Minnie, she sings about Fruit Loops and frosted poop at Tony's request. And number 1, Daisy. Like Mr. M&M, her character is completely different here, also played by Lance instead of Logan, and I find her much more entertaining. She's now incredibly overconfident, and sings a song that just repeats the word song over and over again, and is also incredibly horny for Mickey Seacrest. Between episode 4 and 2.
SML say Princess Peach.
Logan got tagged by Froggy Company and Loch Ness Panda to make a video giving 5 facts about himself. And it's pretty clear he didn't really plan them, as most of them are really dull and a couple we already knew. He likes to paint, he likes football, especially the Dallas Cowboys. He doesn't like Super Mario Bros. 2, even though he said it was good in his NES games video, but I guess opinions change. He likes the Mario cartoons, and his favorite cat is Precious, right above SNES Games 2007. The results of the Fruit Loops vs. Frosted Poop told. Frosted Poop won 10-7, but apparently some viewers from other countries couldn't vote because they don't have those cereals. Tony suddenly seems to have switched back to preferring his cereal over Fruit Loops. I guess he has bipolar. As I said before, his shtick is starting to get a bit old, right below the original Toll. Luigi shows people proof that he's in Super Smash Bros. Brawl by showing himself on the website. Why everyone doubted him, I don't know, as Luigi had been in every Smash Bros. Game up to that point as an unlockable character, and if it was on the website then it was clearly easily accessible information, but whatever, right above 5 facts. Next is the first in a series of Star Wars animations Logan made, but all of them have been lost to time, so instead of saying that every time they come up, I'm just gonna skip them from now on, okay? Okay.
Hey, Tony.
Another Toll, this time to decide which main character is the best. Tony, Woody, or Mr. Pig. Personally, my money would be on Woody, but that's besides the point. I think this video does a good job showing the dynamic between our 4 main characters so far, with Tony, Woody, and Mr. Pig all having wacky personalities in contrast to Mario's more calm nature. I just realized from this video that Mario is kind of the dad of the group, trying to reel in these rowdy kids. It's also a good showcase of how fast Lance can switch between different character voices. I'd put it right above Ladybug. Logan just shows us as Mario that he got Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I'm debating over whether or not I should count this one, but if I counted Super Mario Galaxy all 120 stars, I feel like I should count this one too. Right above that one. Next would be Mario and Tony Fan Club, but that's another lost video, so next. Kind of feels like a parody of those old Screamer videos that would pretend to be something else and tell you to look or listen carefully only to jump scare you, which were all over YouTube back in the day. But instead, here the scary Windows Movie Maker text stalls the video, repeatedly telling you that it's gonna show you something really scary and to look away, only for it to end up being a video of Logan's new kitten, which apparently really scared Tony. Cute cat, but I don't think I'm counting this one, because it doesn't really feature any of the Mario characters. Even less than Kitten in a Christmas Tree from 07, which at least had Mario's voice, even if it still didn't count. So on to the next one.
Cats? I'm a kitty cat, and I dance.
As sort of a follow-up to the last video, Mario shows off Logan's new kittens, then their mother, then tells the audience to leave a comment, and then shows off videos of his kittens with Windows Movie Maker text to show what they're saying, reminding me of ancient cat memes. I mean, if you like cute cats, then I guess this is the video for you, but this is another one without much substance, right above 5 facts. Another Mario and Tony watching video, this time Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and also this time not lost. They also promised a part 2 at the end, but that never happened as far as I'm aware. I think I like it a bit more than the Blue's Clues one. Tony does give some more intelligent commentary here, surprising considering that he's not very bright. And you can hear Logan cracking up, but it does still get a bit repetitive and immature. Right below what is even better. Another Mario and Tony video. Mario and Tony compete in an egg hunt, and whoever loses has to promote the other's channel on their channel. Tony's being Lance's channel at the time, 19Lance93, which sadly isn't up anymore, though I found this great tribute to it. Tony finds 2,000 eggs while Mario only finds 1. Tony rubs his victory in Mario's face a little bit before revealing that he cheated by hiding all the eggs himself. Between what is even better and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Hey, Sonic.
Mr. Pig won Logan's toll on which character was the best. I kind of wish he would have given specific numbers and placements, but he didn't this time. I said earlier that I would have voted for Woody, but Mr. Pig isn't bad either. Again, I really like the chemistry between the characters, but there's just a little too much potty humor this time round. Right below the original toll. The next video, Gone for Spring Break, is lost. Skip. Another game collection video, and again, it's just like all the others. Except after showing his physical and virtual N64 games, Mario announces a Super Nintendo video. Even though he already did that, and the other things he says in this implied that this was definitely filmed after. He tells Froggy Company that he won't make any more videos unless Froggy posts a video of himself doing the monkey as he had apparently promised, teases a new character audition video with a cameo from Mr. Pig's dad, and shows a clip of his friend James, quote, running like a retard, showing that Logan is very respectful of the mentally handicapped. Yeah, they've been throwing that word around for a while now, usually in relation to Tony, which is unfortunate. Also, for some reason, it's still labeled 2007, even though this video literally could not have been filmed then because of things Logan says in it. Right below the Super Nintendo one.
SML say Princess Peach.
Very similar to the American Idol episodes, but now it's just a series of wacky characters auditioning, this time literally to be voted in as mainstays. And it's just as, if not more entertaining than those. It starts and ends with some banter between our pre-established characters, which is entertaining as usual, but then we meet our contestants. Shrek, who here you can tell Lance is trying to do a more accurate impression of, unlike later where his voice would become more of its own thing. And his character isn't quite established yet either, though he does call Mario Donkey and say he took a poop, but also tries to convince Mario to let him eat him. Lapoo, a French stereotype dog who really likes fried chicken? Okay, good job subverting stereotypes, I guess. Taco Bell Chihuahua, a Mexican stereotype dog who's apparently the manager of Taco Bell. Dark matter in my shorts. He doesn't have much of a character. Tour guide for today. He's a tour guide for today, not tomorrow. Mr. Corn Dog, very shy and really likes corn dogs. Mama Luigi, just another idiot character, though ironically, of all the characters, he's the one Logan point blank calls unfunny. Despite the fact that he would later become a mainstay, unlike most of these. And Pa, Mr. Pig's dad, who's just kind of an old man. This one has probably the most laughter from the cast out of any of them so far, and for good reason. I'd put this at the top of the list for 08 and overall. Definitely the most unhinged episode yet. There are 4 contestants this time. Minnie doesn't actually get to perform because she's heckled off stage by Tony. So, number 3, Mr. Pig. He just sings Animal Crackers again, but still gets through. Number 2, Goofy. He says he's gonna sing Don't You Wish Your Goofy Was Just Like Me, but instead ends up singing a song about singing, very similar to Daisy in episode 5. And number 1, Woody's singing about Shrimpos. You can't go wrong with him. Oh, and who would have guessed that the 2 contestants that are main characters would have won? Also, we find out that Mickey Seacrest is actually a bum and wasn't supposed to host the show, so he gets thrown out. Between episode 5 and 2. Next is another lost video. This time a tribute to Dalek JD, apparently a former friend of Logan's who actually has a somewhat successful YouTube channel nowadays. Remember that ancient meme Caramel Denson? Well, Logan really liked it apparently, as he decided to hop on the trend and make his own music video for it. It starts with the usual Windows Movie Maker Comic Sans text, Then it switches to Logan's barely animated MS Paint drawings of the characters dancing. Then Logan air humping in a weird costume. Then that same footage of James, quote, running like a retard. Then footage of Goofy running. Then footage of Logan's fish. Then footage of Lance dancing in a weird costume. Then footage of Goodman having a seizure. Then footage of some kid laughing. Then some more of the same footage. Then a disco ball. Then Logan, Lance, and Goodman. And then more of the same footage again. Okay, one question.
What the hell is that?
Easily the most unhinged video yet. With all the random footage that doesn't really go together, you never really know what will happen next. That is until towards the end where he starts repeating the same footage and it gets a bit repetitive. Right below Bad Day. Logan shows us himself beating the original Super Mario Bros. In under 10 minutes, while the rest of the gang gives their commentary. It's more entertaining than I expected, with all the different characters chiming in with some quips specific to their character, though they do ramble at some points and they still felt the need to insert a poop joke. At points you can also tell that Logan is getting a bit annoyed with these interruptions. But most importantly, this is Shrek's first mention of cheesecake, right above Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
SML say Princess Peach.
The first half is Mario celebrating their 100th subscriber milestone, with each character coming in to give their 2 cents, and once again highlighting their distinct personalities. At one point, Shrek says he's going to go talk to Donkey, and Lance starts doing his mediocre Donkey impression off screen.
What's up, Shrek?
Okay.
I'm making waffles.
But we don't actually see him, because I assumed they didn't have a plush of him, but the in-universe explanation is that he is camera shy. The second half is backstage footage of the characters, who here are revealed to just be actors preparing for a show, with completely different voices from usual. Pretty interesting concept that I don't think they ever touch on again. So, wait, does that mean that in the universe of SML, SML is just a YouTube show acted out by these people? And that any continuity errors or character inconsistencies could be explained away by being fictional in universe? I don't know. Right above Mario and Tony, what is better? Mario shows off his new copy of Mario Kart Wii and then plays it with Tony, and then Woody, while Shrek can't because he's taking a crap, but actually because YouTube's policies at the time wouldn't allow Logan to make a video 10 minutes. I don't really have much to say about this one. The characters are as entertaining as usual, though the commentary is nothing that special. Between Super Mario Logan beats Super Mario Bros. And Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
SML say Princess Peach.
We finally get the results to the new character Toll, and the winner is... Lapoo.
Lapoo?
I am fried chicken.
You're not the winner.
But I am fried chicken.
Just kidding, it's Shrek, who is a super entertaining character. I can totally see why they picked him, though he had already been appearing in a lot of videos between. Along with one of the other contestants, he picks to be a main character after bribing Mario. Well, he stalls for a while, because he has to take a crap, but after 5 hours he finishes, and picks...
Mama Luigi.
Are you serious?
No.
Just kidding, it's...
Lapoo.
Are you serious?
Fried chicken. I knew you couldn't resist fried chicken.
No, actually he picks Taco Bell Chihuahua and Tour Guide for today, not tomorrow, but today. And at the beginning and end, we get some more commentary from our pre-established mains. Between American Idol episode 5 and 6. Next is a video of Logan reviewing Wii Fit, but it's not under the Mario persona, so I'm not counting it. After that was another video where Logan hops on an ancient meme, though this time he was actually a bit late to the game. We only have 7 seconds of it, purely consistent of Mario yelling,
Leave Britney alone! Leave her alone now! I mean it!
accompanied by a photoshopped image of Mario's head on Chris Crocker. Apparently, the full video was nearly 4 minutes, and judging by the original thumbnail, it must have consisted of the different characters all saying it. So it probably would have ranked pretty low anyway. Now on to the next actually eligible video. Mickey Seacrest returns, but makes sure to hide from Mr. Pig. Woody performs The Great Escape by Boys Like Girls, but here, instead of having the actual characters perform it live, they dub an audio of the actual song, which kind of gets rid of some of the humor and charm of watching the characters' weird interpretations of these pre-existing songs, but Woody does carry it with his weird dancing. Woody then starts threatening the viewers if they don't vote for him, and then we get a scene of Mickey Seacrest poorly disguising himself in front of Mr. Pig, which was probably the best part of the video. Then, Mr. Pig, whose voice is nearly incomprehensible at this point, performs Crank That Soulja Boy by Soulja Boy Tell 'Em. Likely because it was a bit of a meme back in the day, though again, Logan was a bit late to the game. The juxtaposition of Mr. Pig's deep singing voice here with his normally extremely high voice is as funny as it's supposed to be. But his dancing isn't as great as Woody's, and like Woody, he threatens the viewer if they don't vote for him. Between main character judging results and American Idol episode 6. Another music video similar to Caramel Denson, but somehow even more of an acid trip. This time it's set to the Bagel song by Dorantio, a remix of some audio of a guy saying bagel to the Benny Hill theme. You know, that wacky chase music. Again, the footage is completely random, ranging from bagel animation, weird Mario footage and drawings, Logan's cats, disco balls, Logan's fish, Lance dancing in a weird costume, bowling for some reason, and I'd also argue that this one is better because the footage is less repetitive and thus less predictable. Right above that one. Hey, Tony! Wow, a flashback episode. Bet you weren't expecting that. Mario is wondering why Tony is so stupid, so Tony tells him his backstory. As a cub, he was abandoned by his parents at a pound for being stupid. A pound that is run by Woody and Mr. Pig, oddly enough, implying that Tony's the youngest of the main characters. In an earlier video, Woody said that him and Tony were cousins, but maybe he just meant to say that they were good friends. We also see Goofy and Laszlo up for adoption together, even though Laszlo was one of Tony's kids. So does that mean that Tony adopted Laszlo from the same pound that he came from and then Goofy took him back? And we see Mr. M&M, who's in his Beatbox and Lance incarnation here. Eventually, Mario and Peach show up and adopt Tony, meaning that this whole time, Tony's actually been their pet. And Woody's dog is also there, so I guess he would later decide to adopt him from the pound. The story doesn't really explain why Tony is so stupid, but it is interesting nonetheless. Not really a funny video, but an interesting story, even if it doesn't all add up. Though, looking at the lifespans of tigers and the age when tigers are able to reproduce, considering that Tony does have kids, it does actually check out. It also meanders a bit at some points, and has the unprofessional presentation of a lot of these videos. Honestly, I think if Logan had remade it a bit later with his higher budget and better writing, it could have been a pretty good video. It's definitely Logan's most elaborate video yet, at least story-wise. It's just unfortunately he didn't really have the resources to properly execute it. Right below the Easter special.
Animal crackers in.
Another flashback episode, 2 in a row. Mario is wondering what's wrong with Mr. Pig, who dodges the question, but he does agree to tell his life story. Basically, he was constantly belching in his house and asking for animal crackers, so his dad forced him to get a job. And the job he gets just happens to be at the pound from the last video. See, it's all coming together. Though the lineup isn't the same as before and includes Tony's mom, suggesting this takes place at least a few years before Tony's life story. Then it literally just flashes forward to Tony's life story, and what I'm pretty sure is reused footage from that video. Before that, I was going to rank it higher than that one because it was funnier, but the reused footage made me have to take off a few points, plus I didn't find the story as interesting, so right below that one. Uh-oh, another Mario game review. is what I would say if it didn't have Mama Luigi, who here is in his proper Stupid Dumb Adventures form, played by Logan's friend Zeke instead of Lance for the 100th time. He really helps keep the video funnier and more fast-paced than Logan's previous game reviews. And Logan also seems to have a bit more energy here, and he also seems to be going through puberty.
This really was really not fun, but it's good. I liked it, so yeah. Okay, well let's get started. Okay, first one we're gonna be reviewing is Rock Band.
The editing and camera work also feels like a slight step above some of the previous ones, and the explanations for why none of the other characters were able to co-host were really funny. Right below American Idol episode 2, definitely one of my favorite videos so far. I guess I should note that while the video was originally uploaded in August 2008, it would be taken down due to copyrighted music before being re-uploaded in February 2009. Just saying that so you guys do know it does in fact count as a 2008 video, not a 2009 video. The next video, Brian Crashed His Car, is just Logan showing that his stepdad Brian crashed his car while some rap and rock music plays. At last, here we are, the grand finale. American Idol Mario Edition Episode 8. And you can tell Logan wanted this ending to feel really special. It starts off with Windows Movie Maker text hyping you up while Sandstorm by Darude plays, probably because it was a meme. And we get flashbacks to the two performances from the last episode. Though Woody's song is comically replaced by Barbie Girl by Aqua. Then we get the actual show, and you can tell Logan is trying his best to make it seem like this big spectacle, with the lights off, a flashlight acting as a spotlight, the logo on a screen, and the camera zooming all around, and it's an admirable effort even if it doesn't all pan out. Our host Mickey Seacrest makes his grand entrance followed by our judges Mario, Tony, and Peach. And then our last two contestants, Woody and Mr. Pig, who comes in on a car and once again beats up Mickey for being a hobo. Mickey shows a montage of all the previous failures from the show, once again accompanied by Bad Day by Daniel Powder. He also takes a long time to announce the winner, which at first was annoying, but I think they drag it out just long enough for it to come back around and be funny. And it is Mr. Pig! Personally, I would have voted for Woody, but whatever. I guess Mr. Pig really was just the most popular character back then. Guess whoever voted for him was haunted by Shrimpos. So Mr. Pig gives one last performance of Cyclone by Baby Bash and T-Pain, triggering a dance party ending with the host, judges, and contestants. Also, Woody swears and it's uncensored. It's clearly dubbed in audio from something else, but I can't tell what.
Holy shit!
And the credits with Woody poorly singing You've Got a Friend in Me with a cameo from Taco Bell Chihuahua were really nice. Again, you've got to appreciate the ambition here, even if it didn't completely pan out. Between episodes 1 and 4. Another game review. Okay, well, it's not really a review, it's just kind of a let's play, but Mario is once again accompanied by Mama Luigi, who makes the whole video. At one point he blows up the TV, yet it somehow regenerates immediately after. The gameplay footage abruptly ends though, as Logan gives a quick update about future videos through Mario in front of his pool, right above the Super Mario Bros. Let's Play.
SML save Princess Peach.
Wow, Logan already got 500 subs. It feels like just yesterday he was celebrating 100. Mario takes a really long time to convince Tony of it, who honestly seems kind of drunk in this video. Then he shows Taco Bell Chihuahua, and I've gotta say I'm enjoying this. Wait, who's that? Yeah. Halfway through, they introduce this horrible Asian stereotype Kung Pao, who isn't funny in the slightest and is just really annoying. Oh, and, you know, he's also an extremely stereotypical depiction of an Asian man.
My eyes hurt!
Why are they hurt?
Because they're like so slant. I can't see.
Also, he doesn't wear pants.
Not fannies!
Without that, I would have put it pretty high, but I've gotta knock it down a few points for Kung Pao, so right below the Easter special.
Hey, Tony.
Tony has a crush on a girl named Squatter, but he's too shy, so Mario takes him to the other characters for advice. First, Woody, who is clearly drunk and isn't much of a help at all. Then, Taco Bell Chihuahua, who gives good advice, telling him to get tacos from Taco Bell. And finally, Mr. Pig, who's doing whatever this is. And he also isn't much help. To be continued, I guess because of YouTube's policies once again. Between I Got 500 subscribers and Tony's life story. Tony seeks advice from, Kung Pao, who's thrown a spoon at the wall and named his kids after the sound it makes. Get it? He also shows them his beautiful wife and tells Tony to buy the girl egg roll because of course he does. Then he goes on a date with the girl, but with Mr. Pig on his head out of nervousness. The girl, Squatter, turns out to be a rabbit who can only squeak. They talk for a bit before Tony takes her to his house and we get a pretty elaborate montage sequence. Which would be better if the version we had of it actually had the original music that accompanied it, Accidentally in Love by Counting Crows. But it was removed even in the original version due to a copyright claim. Afterwards, Mario reminds Tony that he already had a girlfriend and kids in American Idol, a joke which really did surprise me. And in the credits, we're promised that none of our possible questions will be answered. This one's pretty decent, but it has two things holding it back. One, Kung Pao, obviously. And two, the fact that we don't have it the way it was originally uploaded. That music video at the end was pretty cool, but it's brought down by the lack of music. I know it was because of copyright, and you can still simulate the experience by just playing the song over it, but it would still be nice to have it in its original form. Because of these factors, I'll put it right under Mr. Pig's life story. Next is Rubik's Cube solved in 2 minutes, another video where only a few seconds of it have been re-uploaded by SML Archive. But it was seemingly just a time-lapse of Logan solving a Rubik's Cube, so it wouldn't have counted anyway.
I got a Rubik's Cube!
What's weird is that this screenshot of the old thumbnail says 10 minutes even though the title is 2 minutes. What was all the extra content? Then there was another lost video called A Message to All My Viewers. Finally, we're here. Mario & Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures Episode 1, A Retarded Beginning. This is what many old fans consider the start of the golden or classic era of SML. And what do I think? Just kinda feels like more of the same. Don't get me wrong, it's one of the better videos of the year, but in terms of presentation and even story and comedy writing, it's pretty on par with the other ones I ranked high. Mario and Mama Luigi are reminiscing about the good old days when they used to go on adventures. So Mama Luigi decides to pay Bowser to kidnap Princess Peach. Okay, that's really funny. Toad calls Mario and tells them that Bowser has Peach at the Grand Canyon. But spoilers, at the end it turns out that Toad actually lied to them and is working for Bowser, which actually did surprise me. Mama Luigi is obviously the highlight, right above the Rock Band / Guitar Hero review. Okay, this is great. It starts with him in the house, where Mario looks on Wikipedia to find Bowser's weakness, while Luigi takes a crap, of course. And his weakness turns out to be crap, of course. So they fly out of the house, and the rest of the video is just kind of them derping around, venturing out to find Peach while running into various obstacles. But what really makes the video is the banter between the two of them. You can tell that it's still improv, but I'm just gonna put it bluntly and tell you that Zeke is much better at improv than Lance ever was. Lance is funny, but his problem is that his jokes are way too repetitive. Zeke's jokes all actually have variety to them, even if they do all boil down to Luigi being an idiot. Though I will say that Logan and Zeke's chemistry is about on par with Logan and Lance. And Mario and Luigi's whole dynamic here is similar to that of Mario and Tony before, with Luigi being the moron while Mario is the everyman who gets annoyed at Luigi's antics. And the obstacles that Mario and Luigi face on the journey are also amusing. The presentation is still unprofessional, but you can tell that Logan is still getting a bit more ambitious with his editing. They are stalked by a wild Yoshi, who Luigi ends up charming and convinces him that Luigi is his mama. In the end, the princess is nowhere to be found, so they head back home to talk to Toad. Top of 08 and overall. Okay, so this is when the chronology on the SML wiki starts to become confusing. but I think I've determined that this and episode 4 were both uploaded in late 2008 before being taken down for copyrighted music and then being re-uploaded in early 2009, meaning that again, they still count as 2008 videos. Mario and Luigi wake up and confront Toad, who tells them that he gave them the wrong directions and that the princess is actually at Seaside Valley, which angers Bowser as he fears that they will be killed by the Monkey Man, which goes against his plan, so he follows them. Before Mario and Luigi can get there, they have to cross the Dark Creek, where they run into some interesting figures. They then find a puzzle that's actually a Burger King toy. They take a while to solve it, but when they do, the Monkey Man arrives and beats the crap out of them. Yoshi manages to beat him up, while Luigi has to get Mario some mushrooms to revive him. Meanwhile, Toad is resting at Bowser's lair when a crocodile comes in and sexually assaults him before tossing him off the bed. Holy crap, why am I actually invested in this story? The comedy is as on point as the last one, and again, more ambitious editing, but I think the last episode had more charm, so I'll put this right below it. This is the first video to have a content warning at the beginning. A very snarky warning, but it still makes me want to kick Logan for not doing this when people actually started complaining about the adult content in his videos. The warning comes from the fact that they do a joke twice where a character thinks Peach and Evil Croco are getting intimate, but they turn out to just be playing the Wii. The first time it happens, the build-up is so long that the reveal loses any impact it could have had. But yeah, the Evil Croco steals Peach from where she's hidden, and for a while we're supposed to think that they were having fun. Meanwhile, Bowser finds Mario on the ground and rushes to get him a 1-up mushroom. Meanwhile, Luigi finds a mushroom but gets distracted by a Rubik's Cube and then stumbles upon Peach and Croco playing the Wii. He ends up going back through the Dark Creek and gives the mushroom to the brown elephant. Later, Bowser goes back there, finds the mushroom, kills the elephant, and brings the mushroom to Mario. He revives him and then reveals to Mario that Luigi paid him to kidnap the princess, which is something I honestly didn't think would happen this early on in the series. Bowser, Mario, and Yoshi defeat the Monkey Man, and just then Luigi shows up and him and Mario have a brief falling out. Mario then stumbles upon Peach and Evil Croco playing the Wii and tells Peach that he's there to save her, before Croco punches Mario and takes Peach away down a warp pipe, which was honestly a very predictable twist. The rest of the gang follows them, and it's revealed that the elephant is actually still alive. Weakest episode so far in my opinion. It just wasn't as funny, with some of the jokes being too predictable and or drawn out. Though that's not to say that it didn't have its moments. Right below episode 1. The first half is a little Christmas special with all the characters waiting in line to see Santa Claus, played by Shrek, which was absolutely perfect. The characters all ask for stuff that fits their character. Mr. Pig asks for longer arms, and Shrek just gives him a flashlight. While the rest of the characters just get crap that belongs to Lance and Logan. Tony is paralyzed in shock at the sight of Santa Claus until he finally manages to go up there and ask for a bunch of stuff, but Shrek just gives him a rubber duck, which satisfies. We also get another appearance from, Kung Pao, but he's not in it too much, so I won't take off that many points. Plus, his dancing is kinda cool, mostly because of the music. The second half is another What I Got video, cause I guess Logan wanted it to be a tradition early on, and it's just as boring as the first one. A pretty mixed bag of a video, between Tony Gets a Girlfriend Part 2 and Super Mario Slugger's review. Over twice the number of videos from 2007, and also more to say about most of them. And I'd also say that 2008 was an improvement over 07. Not really in terms of presentation, but the best videos were definitely a lot more genuinely entertaining and funny than those from 2007. And towards the end, you can tell that Logan was starting to get more ambitious in terms of plot and editing, even if it didn't always pan out. We also saw Logan really start to build up a cast for these videos rather than just Mario and occasionally another character. And most of the characters introduced had entertaining personalities and played off of each other well. That being said, a handful of these videos would still fit right in with those from 07, as boring videos where not much happens. A new problem that started to arise is that as entertaining as these new characters could be at first, they would usually only have a few jokes that they would repeat over and over again. I think this is why most of my favorite videos were the ones that had a bunch of characters, because it either allowed for them to really play off of each other, or we could just have one character come in, do their shtick, and then leave with a different character taking their place. But I gotta say, I'm really impressed with Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures so far. Maybe it really was the start of Logan's golden age. Let's see if he can keep this momentum in 2009.